Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, his sister snap. He was holding the phone up like this. After she finished snapping, that joint just went, you heard the dial tone on that joint. He was like, gave bro back the phone. He was like, shh. I let the feezy up. Shh. I'm like this. Shh. Like, bro, what you gonna do, bro? He was like, I don't know, honestly, Weezy, man. Like, if y'all saying I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong, but like, you know I ain't do nothing on purpose for him to lose his phone, though. I was like, bro, listen, it ain't about on purpose, that I mean to, that I do it by accident. It ain't about that in penitentiary, bro. It's just about the situation, man. And I said, the situation is that the man's phone is gone. The man want his money. And I said, technically speaking, Nate, it's because of you, bro. I said, I know you ain't really know what was going on. I know you ain't responsible for nothing like this to be happening, bro. But like, I was like, bro, why the CO tell on you like that, bro? He was like, man, I wonder who told. He was like, man, it probably was CO such and such. They be working our building in the morning time. He was like, it probably was him. It was probably him. I was like, man, whoever told that John, I was like, that's messed up, man. I said, because for one, ain't nobody really know. I said, he probably would have found out anyway when he got out the hole. I said, but ain't nobody really know, bro. So I'm like, man, like this John crazy, man. I was like, bro, call your mom back, bro. Call your mom back, bro. It's my word. He was like, I gave him my jack. You know what I mean? Call his mom. He ain't put her on speakerphone. He was like, hey, mom, hold on, mom, look. All right, hold on, mom. Mom, listen to me. Mom, hold on, mom. All right, go ahead, mom. Mom, all right, look. Man, listen. All right, I know it's been a week. I get it. But nah, I don't want another phone. Nah, I owe somebody. Nah, not for no drugs or nothing like that. I owe somebody. My roommate phone got took and it was because of me. He was like, bro, speakerphone. He was like, mom, the phone got took because of me, mom. I need your help, mom. My roommate want his money, man. She was like, he want his money. He want his money? What money? You relying on me to pay somebody else? That's what you saying? He was like, no, it ain't like that. It's just, I owe him because I got his phone took and it was because of me. She was like, well, I'm letting you know now. Right now, you are 24 years old. You need to mature and be a man. You need to be a man. And right now, today, with you being in prison, making these situations like this, you're not going to be able to keep calling the family to save you. So figure it out. Figure it out. He was like, what? She was like, I love you, but figure it out. She banged on me also. Boom. I was like, oh my God, man. But if I was a family member, would I would have done that to my family? I don't know, man. I don't think I can leave my family unstuck if I have the money. Now, if I don't have the money and you calling for money, then it's a different thing. But if a family member would call and tell me he's in trouble and he needed the money, like, I probably would, man. But like, you know, sometimes inmates be lying. Like, it's a known fact, man. You know what I mean? Like, just think about what he's explaining to his family, that his phone that they just paid for got taken. Now he want more money, but not for another phone, but for the phone that his roommate had. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot, but at the same time though, like, I get it, man. You know what I mean? When his mama hung up, man, he was sick. Man, he was sick. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. He was sick, man. He stood there, he sat there, he was like, man, it'll be all right, bro. Like, man, you just gotta holler at him, man. Let him know. He was like, man, he was sick. He was like this. He put his hand in his face. He was like, and he was just sitting on the box like this. P grabbed his shoulders like, man, it'll be all right, bro. Man, you just gotta holler at him, man. He was like, when he moved his hands, that's all you seen was tears, kind of like, not like crazy tears, like he was, like just, like, you know what I mean? He's thinking about the madness. So he got the tears coming down his eyes. He like, man, Rock ain't trying to hear that, man. He was like, man, y'all don't know how much he loved that phone, man. He was like, man, I remember one time Rock was about to fight the police on the night shift behind that phone, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, the police came to the door, told me he heard somebody talking, and he seen it. He walked by and seen I was in the bed asleep. He said, man, Rock got up, put his shoes on, told that man he was lying. He was like, the CO just left. I'm like, man, that man really do love that job. Man. He was like, man, I'm telling you, man, I gotta get his money. I'm like, shh. I went to my bed. I went under my bed. I grabbed my phone book, man. I was like, shh. And I was waiting to use this, man. I wasn't even going to use this until my other homeboy birthday. I was going to grab the tobacco because he definitely was going to have the feezies and the drinks. And I was just going to grab a 50 sack of the tobacco, man, and go party, man. I had a $50 green dot inside my phone book. So I'm like, I grabbed my phone book. I'm like, here, bro. He was like, what's this? I'm like, bro, it's 50. I was like, here, bro. He was like, what's this? He was looking at that junk. He was saying that junk like I was about to say, yo, bro, it's $400. I'm like, nah, bro, it's 50. He was like, it's 50. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, you better be thankful, bro. I said, what you mean, bro? You look, he was like, no, pardon me, I ain't thankful, man. It's just, you know, bro, like, I ain't, you know, man, I got a clash with this old dude, man. I ain't got time for that reason, man. I'm like, bro, listen, bro, you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta handle your business, bro. This I'm helping you out, though. I said, take him something, man. People's like, man, I'm about to get my peoples to get $50 right quick, man. P got on the phone. He was like, hey, when you get off work, man, go grab me a green dot, $50, man. Yeah, that's all I need, man. All right. He was like, bro, I'm gonna give you 52, man. He was like, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I was like, look, bro, when you get the money, I said, just go down there and talk to that man like you got some sense, bro. I said, talk to the man like you got some sense, bro, and just, you know what I mean? Let them know what it is, man. Let them know that you in a predicament, bro. Your people's looked out for you because they just got their taxes, bro. They don't really be looking out for you like that. I said, especially after you mess up with them like this. He was like, man, I'm gonna talk to him, man. He was like, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I was like, I got you, bro. I was like, no, ain't no problem, bro, man. I was like, for real. Because the only reason I looked out for you, though, bro, I said, because I know you didn't really know what you was doing wrong. I said, bro, when you got a phone, bro, you can't get in no situations unless somebody actually coming at you or messing with the dude you with or your homeboy or something like that. That's the only time you're going to get in a situation, bro. I said, you went down to the gym with your newly cell phone and got into a situation. I said, you was wilding. I said, you brought the drama back to the pod. So this is on you, bro. Just learn from this. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, you right, Weezy. I was like, all right. He left out the cell, y'all. So boom. When he left out, I was like, yo, P, you think that's going to cool Rock down? P was like, nope. I said, bro, I was thinking the same thing, bro. I said, man, Rock probably gonna be like, man, all right, where my 3 at? You know what I mean? Like, Rock trying to get another one of these. That's the whole thing. Rock want another phone, but Rock don't want to pay his money. He won't make him pay the money, as he should. You know what I mean? So, like, I get where Rock gonna be coming from, but still, though, I was thinking at least $100 will calm him down a little bit. That's what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? So, me and bro went out, stood on the pod, you know what I mean? We like this. You know what I mean? So he didn't want to say nothing to Rock until my celly get his $50. So me and my roommate just standing on the jump like this. You know what I mean? We chilling, watching the pod. Rock come out, Rock get the stuff together. Rock at the microwave now. He talking to a couple dudes. I mean, he done took the little stuff off, the orange stuff he wear. He done took the little whole uniform off. He getting back, you know what I mean, situated. And he went out in the barber shop. I guess he went out there to get a fresh baldy. So he come back from getting his haircut, you know what I mean? He come back in the joint. He just looking serious again. Now he back to regular old Rock. He just looking around. He like, you know what I mean? So bro dipped in the cell. I didn't even see my roommate dip in the cell, but I guess my roommate, people sending him the number. So he come back out. He was like, I got the $50 from right here. He was like, hey, Nate. Come here, Nate. Come here, Nate. Nate came back up the steps like, he came over there by us. He was like, you got it? He was like, yeah, it's right here. He slid him the joint. He was like, all right. I said, now take both of them joints down there, bro, and talk to the man like he got some sense, man. So Rock is in the 6th cell right there. So his door is open. You can see him right there. We on the top 10. We looking right down there. You know what I mean? So dude Nate went down the steps like this. Down the steps, super sad. That's why we went down the steps like this. He was like, yeah, like he didn't even want to go down. He walked over there to Rock cell. As soon as he was about to get over there, he seen somebody else walk over there. He was like, he saw that walking another lap. He was like, me and P was like, yo, he's he was like, yo, bro, super scared. So he started walking the lap. So I guess the dude finished talking to Rock. So the dude leave out of Rock cell. He come back around the lap. He was like, he waving his arm in front of Rock door. He was like, seen Rock come out. Rock was like, Rock back up into the cell like this, like a freaking maniac. Rock was like, see bro go in the cell. He like this. We can't hear what they saying. He like, All you seen was Rock go like this. Rock smacked the numbers out of his hand. They just start rumbling. Boom, 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 boom. Rock and that jump rumbling. I'm like, we're looking at the jump. We're like, oh, they rumbling. It's like, oh, they rumbling in the jump. You see a dude that know Rock. He come to the door. He blocked the jump and he closed the door. Boom. He closed the door. They in that jump rumbling. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, man, so P go down there. Man, we go down to Rock cell before we can get to the door to see what was going on. Man, I'm promising you, man, the dude that was holding it down opened the door. He opened the door. All you seen was Nate coming out like, man, all right, man. All right, man. Rock was like, man, get off my cell. Get off my cell. What's wrong with you? He had like a freaking evil demon. He was like, get off my cell. Get off my cell. What's wrong with you, man? Nate was like, man, all right, man. All right, man, we fought. All right, you got me. You got me, man. He was like, yeah, ain't gonna be fighting next time. You better have my money. Ain't gonna be fighting next time. And he was like, man, I paid you, man. I paid you $100, man. I owe you. I'm gonna get it, man. He was like, nah, you think I want $100? Well, I'm gonna get a phone that costs $100. Phones cost $400. Again, I wanted to be like, yo, Rock, come on, Rock. You know you paid $300 for the job, but I can't say nothing to Rock around this time. Rock was on maniac time, y'all. So boom. I promise you, man. Nate went to his cell. Nate went to his cell, man. So we like, man, that's crazy. He walked right past us, man. He was like, Rock was like, man, where they get this dude from, man? Where they get this dude from, man? Y'all can't save him, Weezer, man. Yeah, y'all should have saved him, gave him $400. That's what you should have done. I was like, man, hold on, Rock. I said, man, we was just trying to just give you something, bro, for you can know that it ain't no games being played, man. Like, I know you mad, man. He was like, man, look, man, nah, man. He better get my stuff. He better get my stuff right. So I didn't even know the whole time that the dude Rock had a BlackBerry. Somebody told me later on that he had a BlackBerry. I never saw what kind of phone he had. I thought he had one of them jumps, the regular little flat jumps that everybody was getting. No, they said Rock had a BlackBerry, man. Rock said, man, I was writing a book, man. I had a whole book inside that phone, man. I was writing a book. I was like, writing a book? He was like, yeah, I had a BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry. I thought he was winning it. Somebody had told me later that I was like, BlackBerry? I'm like, man, all right, Rock, man. I ain't, you know what I mean? Oh, Rock got going on, man. He was like, nah, I want my $400. I want $400. I don't fuck that $100. I said, well, look, you got $100 now, bro. I said, you got $100 now, bro. So now he owe you $3, right? He was like, man, look, man, you better tell him to get my money, man. I ain't waiting too much longer, man. I said, well, look, I ain't got nothing to do with it. He was like, look, if it's one-on-one, man, y'all gonna handle y'all business, man. He was like, but I just don't want to see both of y'all crash out, man. He was like, crash out? Man, he ain't gonna crash out, man. He ain't gonna crash. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out, man. I was like, man, Pete, just chill, man. Pete was like, man, look, we tried to help him, man. He was like, yeah, I want enough. Respectfully, I want enough. I was like, all right, so me and Pete just walked away. You know what I mean? So he's super hype, Rock, like, you know what I mean? He's like, man, that joke crazy, man. Man, that's what they get for putting an idiot in my cell. He just keeps snapping out loud and saying stuff. Like, man, that joke crazy, man. So Pete went and checked on Nate. I didn't go over there, man. I'm not gonna keep looking like I'm in the middle of this stuff. I'm not from where they from anyway, man. Like, I don't have nothing to do with it, y'all. So boom, I do, man. I'm sorry, I'm not rumbling Rock. We all over to fight Rock. I gave the man $50, man. So y'all can't dog me in the comments today because I gave the man $50. I gave him $50. What you want me to do? My roommate go over there and holler at him, you know what I mean? Nate don't come back out. My roommate pulled back up later and was like, man, shh. He was like, man, Nate just feeling like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, Nate just feeling like he ain't got no other options, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, what do you mean? He got somebody on the street that he can call and get some money from, bro. He was like, no, bro. He has nobody else. He was like, his sister, his cousin, and his mom. The only people that look out for him, bro. He ain't got nobody else to call. I'm like, man, so what the hell he gonna do then? I'm like, because he owe a maniac, bro. So like, what's the next option? He like, I ain't got no more money. I was like, bro, I ain't got no more money either, bro. Like, I ain't getting in the middle of that shit, man. I said, before you know it, we're gonna be getting ran down on. He was like, no, right? I was like, bro, so look, just be careful, bro. Just be careful how you go to his cell, talk to him, how you come to our cell. I said, that's your homeboy, bro. You know what I mean? I said, at the end of the day, bro, we both got to be protected in our own damn cell. So I said, bro, just be easy with it, bro. Like, he was like, man, you right, man, because we can't be getting hot behind this bullshit. You know what I mean? I was like, facts, bro. I was like, for real, bro, we can't. You know what I mean? So I was like, just be on point, man, please, man. He was like, man, I got it, bro. I was like, all right, man, just chill. You know what I mean? So he dipped, he leave. You know what I mean? So me and my roommate, we leave it alone. We start talking about it, man. So we had locked down for count. We kicked it a little bit more. Then when we came back out, Nate finally emerged. But this time, Nate went and hopped on the wall phone. I looked. Nate was the only dude on the wall phone. He was like this. He had his phone book. He was like, He turned around and saw us. He said, me and my roommate stand on the tail like, what is this dude doing, man? Doing on the jack, man? What do you got going on, man? So he using the jump. He don't get through to nobody. He don't get through to nobody. So he was like, he was about to hit the steps and come up our jump. I was like, yo, Pete, catch him before you come up here, man. Pete was like, hey, hold on, I'm coming downstairs. Pete went on a dip downstairs. They go inside his cell, you know what I mean? They go inside his cell. So I'm like, man, that jump crazy. So they go in there and start talking. You know what I mean? They talk for a minute and that jump kicking it. You know what I mean? So I guess bro let him use the phone. So after my roommate come out from his cell, my roommate pulled back up to the top tier. I was like, what's up? He find anybody? He was like, oh man, he said he didn't even want to ask us because he thought he was being worse. I said, he kind of is, bro. Keep coming up in the cell, bro, like with all these problems. He was like, man, I know, man. He was like, man, but he said, I even tried to call my old lady, my other old lady, bro, and try to get $200, bro. She clapped me, bro. I was just gonna loan it to him. I was like, bro, I'm not calling nobody getting no money, bro. That's a no-go. I was like, it's good, it's cool, but it's a no-go, man. So he was like, man, for real. He said he ain't gonna be able to pay him, man. I was like, that's not gonna be a good thing. You know what I mean? I was like, that's not gonna be a good thing, man. So he was like, man, what do you think he should do? I was like, man, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? What do you think he should do, bro? Like, I think he should pay the man the money or stand the consequences, bro. Like, he just gotta take that ass whooping. That's what I'm thinking. He like, man, shit crazy, man. So roommate went to cell. I leave out, I go downstairs, I'm chilling. So everybody kind of like, that know about what's going on, they pulling up on me like, yo, you and your roommate gave him $100, man. When you know damn well nigga ain't gonna be able to buy no phone for no $100, Weezy, you just wasted $100. He said, Weezy, you just wasted some money. I was like, I thought about it, I'm like, I kind of did, but I'm thinking it was just gonna help. Like, yo, bro, it's 100, bro. Like, no, bro want that money for he can go immediately and get a phone. That's what he want that money for. So like, that was a waste of time. So everybody was talking about that. So I'm like, man, jump out of my hand. Like, you know, I can't do nothing about it, man. So the man blamed his roommate for having to flush his phone, man, because they ran down on their cell. I said, I can't change the man's mind about the situation, y'all. What you want me to do? You know what I mean? It was like, man, everybody was just discussing. You know what I mean? It was a crazy situation for people. You know what I mean? Because there won't a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? But if it's a situation, dudes will stand up honorable and pay their tab. You know what I mean? Whatever they did wrong. So Nate didn't get it. You know what I mean? Nate just was looking mad, sick because he can't get this money up. You know what I mean? He was really trying to pay the dude. He really was. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, as crazy as it sounds, he really was trying to pay the dude. But like, me and my roommate can't step up and hold him down from you know what, we can't. This prison, y'all, like, you gotta stand on your own too. You gotta stay. As long as he ain't getting banked or nothing like that, then it is what it is. Cause I know my roommate wouldn't let him get banked. If my roommate jump in, I'm gonna jump in. So like, that's just how it is. So like, we had to stay our distance with this whole situation slightly, even though we still in the shadows trying to help him, man. We still trying to help him run down the bread, man. But when my roommate came back and told me that this man wasn't gonna be able to get the money, man, what else there was gonna be able to do, y'all? So boom, nothing. There's gonna be nothing else to do, man. So like, after we had locked down, man, we had came back out. We come back out, man. Nate stepping outside. Nate sitting in the pod. You know what I mean? Nate sitting at the table by himself looking stupid. He looking super stupid, man. So we was on standby for outside rec. So they end up calling 2 o'clock rec. So we go outside. So everybody go outside. We all out there in the yard, man. Like, for real, Rock out there talking to dudes from his city, looking serious, snapping out. Everybody over there probably like, yeah, he wrong. Yeah, he wrong, Rock. They probably used to Rock up like crazy over that jump, man. Rock looking all strong and diesel, looking crazy. Pause. Rock looking like a maniac. That's my word. Nate looking like he's scared. That's what Nate looking like, man. And like, I can understand why Nate would be scared, man, because Rock looks so intimidating, you know what I mean? But like, that don't really mean anything. That don't really mean nothing, man. So like, for real, like, me and my roommate, we was just on strictly fighting. Like, we already told ourselves, like, yo, if a situation happened, we rumbling. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what's gonna happen. If a situation happen, I'm going with these hands and we're gonna ask questions later. That's what's going on. You know what I mean? So that's how already me and his MO was. And when Nate moved in the block, we told him that. We was like, yo, dudes be chilling there. Dudes get in the sun, there be a fight. You know what I mean? Don't be like the other camps. We let them know the count. So I ain't even gonna lie. After record came back, we get ready to go to dinner. So we on standby for dinner, man. I'll never forget this, man. We on standby for dinner. And for real, I had y'all snapping on my roommate behind this, man, because I didn't like this, man. I told him to keep dude jive away from our cell for the time being. It wasn't nothing like we hated him or couldn't deal with him or we was cutting him off or something like that. It was just, I didn't want everybody to think that we was together and we was, no, like, bro, you got to figure this out, bro. You got to figure this out, man. Like, just go get your butt whooping over with. Like, I don't even know what he was going to do. But I told my roommate this for a reason. So when we come back in from rec, by the time I come back up the steps and come back into my cell, I open the door to see Nate. Nate back is to me. I'm like, I walk in, I'm like, Nate, like, he said, oh, what's up, Weezy? What's up? I'm like, I look at my roommate, I'm like, what y'all doing, man? Because they want on the phone and then I'm like, what y'all doing, man? What you got? He was like, oh, nah, man. Man, I'm trying to talk to this idiot, man. He an idiot, man. I'm like, what do you mean he an idiot? I was like, bro, I told you, man. I was like, yo, Nate, no hard feelings, bro. I said, you know, we got 2 phones in here, bro. I said, we can't bring no hot shit to this sale, bro. I said, right now, bro, you on fire, bro. You Flago right now, bro. I said, bro, you on fire, my guy. He was like, I know, man. He was like, man, what? You know, man, who else? It is what it is, though, man. Fuck that shit, man. So P was like, man, look, nah, Weezy, man. This nigga a fucking lunatic, man. He was like, man, show Weezy, man. He was like, my old head in 40 building gave me this. I'm like, I back up and look at that John. I'm like, what's that for? He said, protection. I said, man, who from Rock? He said, yeah. I said, bro, you about to poke Rock, bro? He was like, I ain't fighting him, Weezy, man. I can't beat him, man. I already fought him again. Bro. He was like, man, that man hit hard as a bitch. He said, man, that man hit hard as a motherfucker. He said, that man hit me on my head. He moved his scully. I seen his damn head. I almost hit the Friday show. I was like, damn. I didn't even know that Rock gave him a lump in the head game, y'all. So boom. I was like, oh, shit. I said, yo, he lump you like that? He was like, he put his hat back on. He was like, yeah, that nigga hit hard as a motherfucker, man. He was like, man, I ain't fighting that nigga Weezy, man. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like, you know what I mean? If you think about getting another cell phone, that's not the answer. That's not the answer, bro. Like, I ain't mean to sound like that, but I'm giving them real count. People's like, man, look, bro, don't do that shit, bro. Like, you gonna fuck around and hurt that nigga for real, bro. You gonna end up catching a body, bro. Then look what the fuck you gonna do then. You ain't gonna be able to make it back home to your family. He was like, I ain't gonna make it back home to my family if somebody hurt me. I was like, yeah, that's true, bro. But I was like, but at the same time, though, bro, Rock ain't gonna do nothing but whoop your ass. That's all Rock gonna do, and keep whooping your ass till he get his money. I said, that's the least that's gonna happen, bro. He was like, man, fuck that shit, Weezy, man. I ain't taking a bunch of ass whoopers, Weezy, man. What I look like? Keep letting that nigga beat my ass. I said, bro, well, get the nigga money. He was like, well, how am I gonna get the nigga? I said, bro, listen, your peoples ain't gonna cut you off forever, bro. They not gonna cut you off forever, man. He was like, yeah, but he want his money now. I said, yeah, because he trying to get a cell phone now, bro. He was like, man, listen, man. Put that fucking knife up, man. Get that shit back to that old ass gump you got it from, yo. He was like, man, he got it from the nigga that shit rattle and roll, old ass gump ass nigga, man. I was like, shh. I said, bro, we need to get that shit back, bro. Real. He was like, man, I ain't getting shit back. He put that shit back in his pants. He was like, I ain't getting shit back, man. But I ain't fighting that nigga Weezy, man. I said, so you gonna tell the nigga you ain't gonna pay him his money? He was like, fuck yeah, I ain't gonna pay him. I try to be nice. I try to give him $100. I try to goddamn tell him, wait, nah, he wanna be like this. And fuck this shit, man. It is what it is, Weezy. I'm like, bro, just be careful with that shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, I'm gonna holler at you, man. If I don't see you, man, no more, man, I'm gonna see you on the street, then, Pete. Pete was like, all right. He was like, Weezy. I was like, all right, bro. Bro walked out the door, y'all, so boom. He walked out that joint, man. That's my word. He go down the steps, he leave, he go back to his cell. As soon as he dipped, I promise you, man, I was like, yo, I'm not charging cord that, bro. Yo, fuck that, nigga. He was like, what you doing? I was like, bro, I'm about to go put this jack up. What you mean? I said, this nigga say he about to stab Rock, bro. I said, we going on lockdown, nigga. Ain't no telling what they gonna do. They probably shake the whole fucking pod down, bro. I said, bro, my charger shit. I grab my shit. I said, what you gonna do? You going to the spot? I said, I'm about to go pay the nigga right now to get us in the spot. Is he trying to go? He was like, damn right. He gave me his shit. I grabbed his shit up. I put it in an orange hat, baggy jank. That shit, man. That shit. Right, missing anything, got everything. You know what I mean? I dipped downstairs. The bro said, I told y'all the handicap that be holding the joints. You know what I mean? I holler at him, pay him the money. He was like, bet. You know what I mean? He was like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, yo, like, I ain't gonna say too much. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's alert. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know. He was like, I'm in danger. I said, no, you ain't in danger, but be on point though. So just be on point. I gave him the look, like, just be on point. He was like, all right. So I seen him holler at a couple of other his dudes. You know what I mean? That be getting them the juice and John. They clueless. What's going on? He was like, I don't know, bro. We might get ran down on. Y'all just need to be on point. What's up? So dudes would just come and put their jocks up. It was like a service car coming out of his cell. People were in and out that joint. So after everybody had got scraping, so the dude Rock, after dinner, I came back. You know what I mean? Rock finally pulled back up on that nigga again. So we came back from eating, you know what I mean? When they came back from eating, because me and my roommate didn't go there, some bullshit over there, so we stayed in. So when they came back from eating, that nigga Rock pulled up on that nigga immediately. He pulled up on that nigga immediately, man. Like, I guess like every few hours, he gonna ask that nigga, when the fuck is he getting his money? That man pull up on Nate. That nigga say, hey, man. Hey, you still ain't telling me when the fuck you gonna get my $300, man. When the fuck you gonna get my money, man? He was like, Nate was like, man, when the fuck you gonna pay my money, man? Nate said, he was like, oh shit, oh shit, this nigga got a knife. This nigga got a knife. This nigga got a motherfucking knife. Nate said, he holding it like this. He got the poker, like he can poke like this, which that's not a good move, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want that joint like this, where I'm trying to Norman Bates me somebody, y'all. So boom. I'm like, man, I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit, he pulled that shit up. He like, shit, that nigga Rob was like, oh, the fuck you gonna do with that? What the fuck you gonna do with that, nigga? Oh, that's for me? Oh, that's for me? You got one motherfucking swing, nigga. Nigga was like, niggas circling each other's word, and it was like, man, I told you, man. You keep trying to pressure me, man. You keep trying to fucking come at me, man. You put your hands on me already. I ain't fighting your big ass, man. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. And nigga Rob was like, you come on. He took his shirt off. Yeah. He tied that bitch around his arm like he was a road warrior. He was like, come on. I ain't never seen that. Was a real old head attack. He was like, come on. Come on. Come on. Nate was like, he ain't know what to do after he seen him do that shit. And they got the fucking blue shirt tied around his arm. He like, come on. Come on. They said, I promise you, man, like this, y'all might think I'm willing. This is on everything, man. The man swung the knife so fucking weak. Like, I told y'all how he had it. Now, you can use it like that. Now, if you trying to poke somebody, you pull up on somebody like that, you can do that with the knife, man. I promise you, man, this man swung the knife like this at Rob. That nigga was like, everybody watching that shit like, oh shit, this nigga got the hammer. That nigga said, like, you heard the wind, but he swung that bitch so crazy. Like, when he swung that bitch, the shit went nowhere near Rock. Rock said, Rock, weave that shit. And he said, it's like the swing took him, his momentum took him. He was like, he went towards that way. By the time he gathered himself, Rock was already on him. Boom, boom, boom. Rock piecing his ass. He trying to recover with the knife. He like, so he trying to do that shit. Rock grabbed that nigga too, man. Rock grabbed that nigga with both hands. He grabbed that nigga arm with both hands, man. That shit looked like some shit from Avengers. That nigga said, that shit say bling, 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 bling. That shit sound like a Timberland beat, so boom. I said, oh shit. That nigga Rock said, boom. He stole the shit out of that nigga. That nigga said, that nigga slumped. Nigga did the bad dudes walk to the night. That nigga said, they say, police coming in this bitch. Police coming in this bitch. Rock said, they said, put him down. Put it down, Rock said, this motherfucker came after me. This motherfucker came after me with a knife. This motherfucker, they was like, put it down. Next thing you know, more police is coming in that motherfucker. He was like, put it down right now. Everybody watch out. Watch out. Everybody started moving out, fuck out of the way. Niggas pulling out their fucking mace, all that shit, the pepper spray. They was like, watch out. Watch out. Rock said, man, this motherfucker came after me. He was like, put it down. Put it down. Rock was like, cling. He acted like he was on the street. He got down on his knees. He was like, everybody looking like, what the hell, Rock doing? You ain't on the street, bitch. Yeah, I ain't wildin'. So they got down, get him. Nigga CO grabbed a knife. That nigga Nate sitting over that bitch slumped. Nate still's fucked up. He ain't knocked out. He over that bitch like this nigga seeing stars. My words. So the police handcuff Nate. Police handcuff Rock. They take Rock out. They come in that bitch. Medical come in that bitch. They revive goddamn Nate. You know what I mean? They still got us out in the pod. We ain't even locked down. Lawrenceville bootleg as fuck. So they got down trying to revive Nate. They revived Nate. That's my word. They revived that nigga. Goddamn. Nate got up, walked the medical. He was able to walk the medical. That nigga walked the medical, man. That's my word. That nigga got up. That shit felt like we was at a goddamn varsity football game or something. When somebody get injured and they be on the ground for a minute, then they don't turn out to be hurt. As soon as that nigga got up, everybody was like, oh shit. Yeah. They was clapping and everything. They was happy as a bitch. That nigga got his ass whooped over in that corner. They walked that nigga to the medical shit, man. He was over in the medical shit. You know what I mean? Stayed the night over that bitch. We don't know what happened to Rock. They came and got Rock shit at lockdown. They packed Rock shit up. You know what I mean? Niggas was like, damn, that shit crazy, man. So like 3 days later, the nigga Nate came back to the pod. The nigga came back to the pod, man. Niggas was like, what the fuck is he doing back? This nigga came back to the pod, man. But the wild thing about this is that Rock Rock got caught with that knife, and they was saying that was Rock knife, and bro put that knife on Rock. He never said it was Rock knife, but he was saying it wasn't his. And Rock was saying it was Nate shit. So the shit was fucked up. So when Nate came back to the pod, the dude that know Rock, like, he thought everything was peaches and cream. I already told my roommate, like, yo, bro, you ain't got nothing to do with that shit. That nigga, bro, that's between them niggas, bro. He shouldn't have went and got that fucking knife, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, we got to protect yourself the way you can. So I wasn't mad at him. But the dudes that know Rock, they gonna want some get back, bro. They gonna want some get back because they thinking he put the knife shit on. You know what I mean? Rock really didn't do nothing with the knife. Man, that's my word. As soon as bro came back in the pod, man, he had to rumble another nigga, man. He rumbled another nigga. He rumbled a nigga that knew Rock. This time the fight was jive even because he fought. You know what I mean? My roommate held him down, which I told him not to. My roommate was right there at the door. He held him down. He rumbled. The police saw that shit. They went to the hole. He went to the fucking hole again. You know what I mean? He went to the fucking hole again, man. So when he went to the hole that time, they didn't let him back out. They didn't let him back out, man. So he ended up getting transferred too, man. But Rock, it was fucked up for Rock, man. Rock lost his phone and he lost Lawrenceville, man. All in within a month. And that was the crazy thing about it, though, man, because I already know a nigga like Rock was comfortable, man. That shit was wild, man. But he blamed his roommate. Like, I don't blame him, though, man. Like, shit can get ugly like that behind them damn phones. Y'all. I be trying to tell y'all, man. But that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all already know the count. Stay y'all ass out the way. Period, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a Thursday banger. So whenever y'all do this one, like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.